This is Dr. Goodman. Today we'll dive into something pretty incredible, a science-backed way for seniors to get their strength back. And it's an approach that might just flip what you think you know about protein and aging right on its head. So let's just start with this question, because it's a powerful one. What if you could actually turn back the clock on muscle loss, wiping out a decade of decline in just 10 weeks? It sounds almost too good to be true, right? Well, today we're going to unpack exactly how that's possible. All right, first things first, we have to understand what's really going on. That feeling of getting weaker, it's not just a random part of getting older. Nope, it's a very specific biological thing. And the best part, it's a problem we can actually do something about. Now this is where it gets really interesting. There's a thing called anabolic resistance. Basically, after we get 60 or so, our bodies just don't handle protein the same way. The little factories in our cells that used to build muscle like champs, well, they get stubborn. They need a much, much louder signal to get going. And listen, this is so important to hear. If you've been feeling frustrated, like you're putting in the effort but not seeing the results you're used to, it's not you. You're not doing anything wrong. It's simply your biology, and it's playing by a new set of rules. So that brings us to this huge myth about protein. So many of us, we reach for the usual suspects like eggs, thinking that's the ticket. But because of this anabolic resistance, that go-to solution, it might not be working the way you think it is. Just look at this comparison. When you're younger, your body is like a finely tuned engine, super efficient. A little bit of protein goes a long, long way. But as we get older, it's more like trying to start up an old, stubborn lawnmower. One gentle little pull on the cord isn't going to cut it anymore. You need a big, strong yank to get that engine roaring. Your body needs a bigger spark to even think about building muscle. So what would it take to create that spark with, say, eggs? You'd need to eat 5 of them at once. Yeah, 5. For most of us, that's just not going to happen. Besides being a lot to eat, you start thinking about digestion, cholesterol. There's got to be a better way, right? And here it is. This is the secret. The spark isn't just about how much protein you eat overall. It's about getting a fast, high spike of one very specific amino acid, leucine. You could think of leucine as the master key. It's the thing that walks up to the muscle building factory and turns the lights on. The problem is, it's really hard to get enough leucine from eggs in one meal to actually flip that switch. So that leads us right into the first part of the solution. Let's call it the green protein secret. It's an amazing leaf that has the power to send that muscle building signal way more effectively. So, what is this incredible vegetable protein that science is showing can be even better than eggs for getting your vitality back? The answer is Moringa. You might have heard of it as the drumstick tree. This plant is an absolute nutritional powerhouse. So what makes Moringa so special? Well, for starters, it's a complete protein. It's got all 9 essential amino acids your body needs. It's also packed with antioxidants that fight off what you could call internal rust, that low-grade inflammation that breaks down muscle. And most importantly, it's super concentrated, which helps crank those muscle-building signals back up to the levels they were at when you were younger. But hold on, Moringa is just part 1 of the strategy. To really kick the rebuilding process into high gear, this protocol adds another plant-based powerhouse, and that is Seitan. You might know it as wheat meat. It's made from wheat gluten, and honestly, its protein density is just off the charts. Just look at this chart. If you take 100 grams of eggs, you get about 13 grams of protein. Not bad, but that same amount of Seitan, it gives you a whopping 39 grams of protein. That is almost 3 times as much. It makes hitting that higher protein target your body needs so much easier. And this isn't just theory, The research shows that seniors who really focus on these concentrated plant proteins like Seitan can hold on to 21% more of their lean muscle. That is a huge difference when we're talking about staying strong and independent. Okay, so we've got these 2 amazing ingredients. How do we actually use them? How do we put this all together into a simple plan you can do every day? That's where the Dr. Goodman Protocol comes in. It's a really straightforward 3-step routine. And the whole thing, the entire protocol, is built around this one simple concept, the 3-gram leucine rule. If you can hit that 3-gram mark in a meal, it's like using an electric starter on that old lawnmower. No more yanking the cord and hoping. It just guarantees the engine turns on, every single time. So here are the 3 steps. Super simple. Number 1 is the morning spike. You want to have your Moringa within an hour of waking up. That just kickstarts the whole muscle building process for the day. 2 is the synergy roll. always, always pair your protein with a healthy fat, something like avocado. This can boost how well your body absorbs the nutrients by up to 40%. And finally, number 3 is the vitamin C key. Plant-based iron can be tricky for the body to absorb, but a little vitamin C works like a key. A simple squeeze of lemon juice over your food can literally triple how much iron you get out of it. And all of this leads to this really powerful shift in how we think about aging. Just let this quote sink in for a second. Your muscles don't know how old you are. They only know the signals you send them. They aren't programmed to just fade away. They're just waiting to respond to the right signals from you. So I guess the only question left is, now that you know there are different signals, better signals that you can send, are you ready to start sending them? Because according to this science, the power to rebuild, to reclaim your strength, it's right there waiting for you.